Over the past several weeks, we have been talking with Mr. Morgan Hill from Hill and Hill Financial, talking about the best way to prepare for retirement, the best way to make sure that your golden years are indeed golden. Morgan, good to see you.
Always good to see you, Chip.
Want to talk a little bit before we get into the book and about retirement proper. Obviously, a lot of folks are playing the stock market.
You bet.
They're trying to get into the investment cycle earlier, which is a good thing. But since we have a hurricane brewing down, and going to hit landfall here in a matter of hours, give us a little bit of a perspective on what it's like. Because a lot of people try to capitalize on natural disasters like that. They go out and buy huge stocks in home improvement centers, and a lot of times they tank.
Yeah, you know what, as we do the work that we do, it's really interesting. I've actually used the analogy of weather, that retirement is like planning for a full cycle of weather rather than I'm just trying to capitalize on sunshine or bad.
Right.
We meet people all the time who do want to capitalize, let's say, on a company that, I had one where they invested in a company that dealt with natural disasters, and they were, when the tsunami and some of the earthquakes and whatnot, boy, their stock rocketed forward. Certainly people are more than welcome to do that. As we do the planning that we do, we're really looking at more of a disciplined approach over a broader period of time, rather than just trying to capitalize. But we meet people all the time, and there's some that can do quite well with it. But for retirement planning, we're really looking at more of that disciplined approach rather than this one-off trying to capture an event.
Retirement is more of a marathon. It's not a sprint.
You bet. And you know what? I came out with a book last year about building a better retirement. I don't think that metaphor is new, but I think it's appropriate. Too often, people who look like me, and we're all in suits and ties or nice outfits, too often we're more paint contractors or sheetrock installers. We do a thing, whether it's the insurance side or whether it's the brokerage side. But we really think at Hill and Hill that building a better retirement is about building a home versus painting a room. And so from that standpoint, you deal with taxes and legal matters and investment matters and risk management. It's how all those things come together rather than just one piece of it. Just like painting a bathroom isn't building a home.
All right, risk management. The older you get, the less risk your portfolio should have. True or false?
Yeah, our belief, and I've heard other very well-educated folks far smarter than me say that, oh, well, maybe we could toy with that a little bit, but our bias is very simple, that as we get older, we actually use what's called the rule of 100. It's a long-standing rule. It's not science. I don't think it's a wives' tale either. You take your age, subtract it from 100, and that resulting number is the recommended guideline for at-risk investments. So let's say you're 65. We could make an argument that 35% of your investments are maybe in the at-risk, high, medium, or low, and then the remaining is things that aren't at risk. The challenge that people have had, Chip, is too often we think that that's just bank CDs or money markets, and those rates have been historically low for the last few years. And what we like to do is say, let's look at all of the options, and there's simply more that you can grow when the market grows. You just may not lose when the market loses. So it's a broader conversation so that you can truly have risk-appropriate, age-based, risk management.
Do it smart.
You bet. Well, we'd like to think that we do, and there are other people out there that do it smart as well.
One of the old adages that I've heard from people in your particular industry is you work smarter, not necessarily work harder.
Yeah, we'd like to. And I've heard it said that you work many, many years to get the money. Now in this next stage, you want your money working as hard as you did to get it at this next stage of retirement.
Right. All right, sounds good. Morgan Hill, thank you so much for joining us. We are up against the clock. I wish we had more time for you to stick
it's
around,
always a pleasure to be with you.
You're going to come back here with us over the next few weeks. You can get in touch with Morgan at Hill and Hill Financial. They have offices in Atlanta, Knoxville, and Chattanooga. The website, hillandhillfinancial.com. That's hillandhillfinancial.com. Hang in there with us. We have more of Let's Chat right around the corner.